Hey everyone, S-Dub Nation here, and welcome back to a brand new Ninjago video here in the channel. I like to stop and take the time to rank my top 5 Serpentine. Please know that everything that I will say in this video is just my very own opinion. My list is certainly not the right list, it is just my list, and you are free to comment down below your list of your top 5 Serpentine ranked from the worst to the best just like me, or you could just do your favorite. I did not include the Vermilion or the Pyro Vipers because this is a top 5 list, and also I just didn't want to include those because those are the trash Serpentine. These are the main Serpentine that we've grown to know and love. So without further ado, let's get into our ranking. Kicking off my list at number 5, we have the Constricti. Now there's not much that I can really say about the Constricti tribe, mainly because they are dumb. The advantage that they have in strength, they lack in intelligence. And there's really not much that you can say because they're really not inside of the series as much. All we see them do is just squeeze really hard or dig tunnels. And yeah, that's their job. That's what they're tasked to do. That's what we expect them to do. So they're very good in a fight when it comes down to bronze and offense. But when it comes down to anything else intelligent-wise, the Constricti has to come in last place. Coming in at number 4 for me has got to go to the Fangpyre. I really like the Fangpyre. I think the Fangpyres have a very cool power, which is that they can turn anything into one of them. So they can bite you, and then you will slowly turn into a Fangpyre snake. And also, if they bite inanimate objects, they'll turn into half-sentient snake vehicles. That's a cool power in and of itself. But the only reason why it's so low is because it's just we don't see them as much. I really want to see more of the Fangpyre, and I think that there's room inside of the series for them to actually have the spotlight one time. And I think that the Fangpyre actually deserves that spotlight sometimes. We only get to see them use their powers in the first couple of episodes of Season 1. Even when Jay pricks his fingers on one of the fangs, he turns slowly into a snake, and then he gets reversed by a kiss. So I really would like to see more of the Fangpyre's powers because they have potential, they just have not been given the spotlight yet. Kicking off my top 3 list has got to go to the Hypnobrai. The Hypnobrai actually have a lot of infighting, which makes them a little bit lower because they do fight their own kind a lot. And even when Slithera was the general, Scales fought him and won to take over as the general. Even though that did work out for the rest of the Serpentine. This Serpentine actually has a lot of ties to the Fangpyre. Fangtum and Scales are actually friends, so you can see them kind of interact in the earlier episodes of the series. And I just love the way that, just like the name implies, they are able to hypnotize their enemies in order to do the bidding of the general. And I find that that is a fascinating power, and when the ninjas go up against that, really all they have to do is just hypnotize Cole or Zane or even Lloyd, and the ninjas lost. So this makes the Hypnobrai one of the most feared Serpentine out there. Right now, we just focus a little bit more on the comedy aspects of the Hypnobrai instead of actually seeing more of their powers. My runner-up at number 2 has got to go to the Venomari. I know a lot of people might like the Hypnobrai more, but I do think that the Venomari might be a little bit more powerful than the Hypnobrai. Though we do have a lot of power in the Hypnobrai, these and my number 1 are the type of snakes that you should feel afraid of. Mainly because of their abilities. They are able to spit onto your face and make you hallucinate your greatest fears. This could be a very effective tactic and make you kind of go crazy. And even though they can't really show this depiction inside of Ninjago, in the real world, yes, like I just said, it will make you go crazy and you might want to commit suicide. You're looking at your greatest fears in front of you. So I think that's a great way to kind of defeat the ninja. Make them look at their different fears. This tactic works more effective when it's unexpected, and it works more or less as a surprise attack. Before I get into my number 1, I like to take the time to say that if you are a fan of Ninjago, which you probably are, that's why you're watching this video, click that playlist up above for everything Ninjago related that I have on my channel. Also, if you are a fan of the MCU, I am doing an MCU rewatch on my podcast. It's called The Regular Podcast, and that link is always in the description and in the comment section, and we will be uploading Ant-Man and the Wasp on Monday, and Avengers Infinity War is already out. Without further ado, let's get into my number 1. But coming in at my number 1 has got to go to the Anacondrai. I think everyone that's a Ninjago fan can agree that the Anacondrai are the best Serpentine. They were the original leaders of the Serpentine War, and they also held their own against the Elemental Masters. These warriors, just like Garmadon said, were the most fearful of the Serpentine ranks. Everything that I said about the tribes before, multiply that by 1,000 for the Anacondrai. They are very strong, they have the most strength. They also have another ability in which they can cloak themselves, so they can combine strength with stealth and create the ultimate Anacondrai pack. Just like Pythor, the last Anacondrai standing, unless you count the ones in the Departed Realm, The Anacondrai themselves are super strong, and they're also very intelligent. They also have most of the abilities, so that makes them the most respected and the most fearful tribe out of all of the Serpentines. So they have to come in at number 1. Alright guys, that is it for the ranking. Please know that everything that I did say in this video is just my very own opinion. My list was certainly not the right list. It was just my list, and you are free to comment down below your top 5 Serpentines ranked from the worst to the best, just like me, or you could just do your favorite. Like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you guys next time. Peace.